I mean, I look at if I remember correctly, the origin of the word comes from the word tree that's
Ah,
rooted. It has a trunk that has a center, but that grows in all kinds of unique, interesting ways as it expands.
right.
Visually an oak tree or something like that. Um,
Nice. I love
and
that.
and and the idea of something. The origin of the word is also of truing, that it's not a noun, it's a verb. It's something that we can do together. I don't know if we're able to really too much talk about what is true, but we can sense into what is is trueable, truing, and to use it as a verb and not as a noun.
Yeah.
Simply put, I guess maybe.
Love that. Especially, I really enjoyed the imagery of the tree and it being something organic that grows and lives and breathes and it has buds and sometimes the limbs fall off and it always comes back to its roots. Did you happen to look up the etymology of it
Yeah, no, I
while
was
we were
right. Hang
talking?
on, I did that. You know exactly what I was doing. Yeah, truth stems from Old English "trauth," meaning faithfulness, loyalty, fidelity, ultimately deriving from Proto-Germanic "truas," faithful and trustworthy, comes from Proto-Indo-European "deru" or "idru," meaning to be firm, solid, steadfast, same root shared with the word tree. So you're right. Yeah. Echoes up with the fruits of the spirits, trust and creativity as the primary proofs that continue to be providences, and they inevitably lead to the enthronement of sincere love of your fellows. And if you want to get to the truth, you can definitely start with love and it'll get you there quickly. But what you do once you're inside is a very different matter.
If God is love, and the only thing that's true is love, then and we're imperfect, then
Mhm.
how is truing and love anything else other than process oriented? A sense of
Mhm.
Hang on.
becoming and not a locked in static or dynamic thing. It's a static process that has to happen over time, and it has to happen with help. It's not fallible.
If we're going to entertain truth as at the stage we're at, we have to do it with reference to origin, function, and destiny because we are entranced in time and space. That's the bedrock of the truth. Without it, there's no use in even conceiving of eternity because it's going to be an absolute of something that does not exist if it's out of sequentiality.
Can you break that down a little bit
Um,
further and a little
take
bit slower maybe?
time with the people you love.
Yeah.
It's like honest and take stock of what you got going on. Like the amount of orbits that are there, that system could be beautiful, symmetrically inclusive in its exclusivity.
Is that something
It's
you
interesting.
experience?
It's sort of like the definition of truth has deeply shifted over time from something that is really deeply process oriented to something that you have no doubt about. I think that's
Mm,
one of the things we're struggling to overcome and integrate at this point, to have um, that that lovely sense of truing
mm,
occur both intellectually, spiritually, scientifically, in all kinds of ways. I think of it with my own playing these pieces, great pieces at the piano. It's like, I mean, I've been playing these pieces since I was 12 years old. And, at 67 now, whatever I am, is like,
You're mastering
yeah, every time I pick them up again, even if I've got a decent performance out there of them, it's like, okay,
amateuring.
I think there's more. There's more. There's more.
mm,
It must be kind of connected with the love of something that you're doing, because I don't think you ever discard something fully that you've really actually truly loved, right? Really truly. Let me There's a fake love in a sense that is, I guess, uh shelvable. I don't want to say discardable, but okay, let's put it in that cubby hole for a bit. But the
mm,
real stuff, you keep bending that wood until it's pliable enough, true enough, maybe.
mm. True.
One of the great trials of love I think I've experienced is that it can appear maddening, and its great test is to not lose yourself to madness, because that begins to distract from what you're really after.
Yeah, I wouldn't separate the madness from it. I mean, I remember my sister even was, initially when I was in my teens and obsessed, practicing 3 or 4 hours a day, sometimes on the same 4 or 5 measures, for flipping sake. And that must have been pretty aggravating for my family, right?
Right.
But there that obsession that 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 we can have about embracing an idea, an ideal, massaging a paragraph if you're writing a book or your paintings. You know,
Mm,
I yeah, trying to perfect a line, a line of music that's it's a matter of process.
yeah. As an artist, there is also a very fine line between getting it to perfection and overworking it.
What was
Real
yours?
truth
Yeah.
bridges the gap between facts and values.
Real truth
That's
bridges
it.
the gap between facts and
Whether
values.
that bridge serves the totality of existence is got to be taken in inventory concerning those who use it. Sometimes you keep it up, sometimes you burn it. It's like, depends on what you need
So,
the bridge for.
are you saying it's on an individualized basis?
Yes, insofar I think as the part and the whole become progressively identified with each other. Yeah.
And that so the there's kind of an illusion of truing that can sometimes lead to, you know this dead end. I mean, if you true a piece of wood too quickly, it will snap.
Mm,
And if you have to warm it and massage it, it has to be preservative of something
yeah,
that is still foundational even to the truing. There's something
yeah.
beyond, underneath the truing, that is malleable enough, like the trunk of a tree, the roots of a tree, to in order to be have the process of truing act upon it effectively.
I have yeah, go ahead, baby.
I love that. And I think that can be circled back to how you were talking about both Jesus and Melchizedek didn't out true some of the truths that maybe weren't worth out truing at the time for the sake of not breaking the truth stick.
Yeah, the time that it takes to notice our sadness and our grief, and be affected by it. I uh it's a mystery.
Like, I wouldn't give my toddler a chainsaw to cut their toenails, although I bet Bruce Lee could do it. Anyway, for when culture advances over fast, when material achievements. It's not, I'm not.
I
You can,
had
I,
to let that visual land.
I think some memes could be coming out of that one.
All right, yeah.
It seems like we got a chainsaw and we are using it for the wrong things at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. We're cutting off toes because we forgot it was for the toenails,
Yeah.
which isn't us so good.
Isn't it for the trees?
Thank you. Do we get to the third question?
How do we carry a relationship with those whose sense of truth is different from ours?
Do you paint with one color?
Yeah, I think that speaks to the beautiful tapestry that all of our truths can come together to make. And we also have very different colors sometimes that don't always mix well together.
Yeah. Look, in that case, you could enjoy the contrast of differential saturation, like 50 Shades of Grey is still a thing.
It is. Well, and maybe there's a cautionary tale in that
Yes.
we tend to impose the color palette on other beings who aren't ready
Mm,
for certain colors. Well, I mean, we for gosh sakes, we put red dye in dog food so it looks more like what we think of as meat, but they're
right.
colorblind. They can't see
Yeah.
color. It's like, well,
Specifically
why is
red.
that? Yeah. So I think of the, like, um I guess the admonition to not prematurely judge and to really really be willing to be in conversation. I mean, and maybe that's your desire. I mean, I love the idea of this common hearth. I mean, I got a fire going over here. You can't see it, but
Yes.
there's one right here. Because you know how much I just adore you both. Yeah, just
I
have
love
a
you.
um, just to have you by the fireplace is a great joy. So
What I'm gonna take away and mull over in my brain these next few days is definitely the idea that truth can be an ever-growing tree, and it has new buds. Sometimes it's your own branch that dies and falls off, and that might be uncomfy for a minute. But
it's
the beauty of
subject
that is
to
spring always comes again. Yep,
The branch is not the
subject to the
tree.
elements, is subject to the rough
exactly.
gods that can come and
Ooh, yes.
blow your buds off or freeze them off.
I
So
love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna carry that with me and see how else I can play with that. Thank you.
it just feels like I, I I want every single interaction to be honest,
Mm,
respectful, and sincere. And
yeah,
you know, I don't know, be willing to have to really grow.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that strikes
Whittle
me
the
as
truth together. If this conversation nourished you in any way, we hope you keep it warm. Take the leftovers to your conversations, your tables, your lives, and join us next time.